I was always a woman that valued a lot these masculine qualities. So I wanted very much to match men, to show that I'm very independent, that I can do it, this kind of attitude. And I was like this quite my whole life. And then I had a period some years ago that I was dating a man, and we had our first date, which lasted 4 days, 4 intense days. We went on a trip, and he was a gentleman. So he was a man that was very vertical and firm in his masculinity, regardless of how the woman will be or behave, And so we met, and simple things like day-to-day actions. He would, for example, always want to open the door of the car. And me, with my type of structure, I can open the door of the car by myself, So I just arrive at the car and I open the door. It's much faster, much more efficient, than to wait that he goes around the car and just to open the door. I open the door myself, And I could see he was not judging me and he was not making me feel bad at all. And he would just simply, he realized meanwhile I opened the door of the car, he would go back, enter the car as if nothing happened. But then he didn't think like, this is this type of woman, so I'm not going to do it again. No. Every single time he was on to go and open the door of the car. So all the time he was giving me an opportunity to do different, to experience what it is to have a man that opens the door of the car. Not because I cannot do it myself, but because of allowing him to make that gesture of love and of appreciation towards me and be open to receive it. To, don't feel I have to prove something, but to feel a woman, to feel this ability to receive. And then also in other examples during these 4 days, of course I didn't tell him this, so he doesn't know that I went through all this process, but I did. It was kind of an initiation on how to be a woman, the art of being a woman and perceiving the value in the feminine aspects, in the feminine nature. And during these 4 days, there were many other examples that, besides the door of the car, that sometimes I was, having this drive to act, as I always do. I would just step back and allow him to make that role and to appreciate it, and then to also learn how to nourish and how to also offer from a feminine perspective and from a feminine quality and approach in life. How could I, also act more according to that? So it was quite a profound experience in starting my journey of perceiving the value, of being a woman, without feeling that we need to match men in an equal way, but perceiving the value in the complementary. How we were so complementary during those 4 days, me manifesting my feminine nature and him being vertical and firm in his masculinity approach towards women. So it was very, very beautiful.
When I was a child, I used to have some extra kilos, let's say. I was more round and vital and like a well-nourished kid, let's say. And when I was around 14, 15, I was very, very shy and I couldn't speak with boys, for example. I was all getting red. I was full of emotions. I was very, I was losing myself into that emotion somehow. But also around 14, I started to practice dancing. So I went into a dance group and I took this firm decision that, I was anyway loving dancing. It was my favorite thing to do. And then for 2-3 years, I was just going there twice a week together with my other girls, colleagues, and practicing all kind of choreographies and having even some shows. And I remember how I was having this image about myself, that I am not at all attractive, that I am very chubby, or like I was having an ugly, let's say, vision about myself. And I remember that in 1 year, more precisely the summer, I grew up in height for like 15 centimeters, something like that. So I became like a swan. And I remember how the image of seeing myself in some pictures created in me such a strong emotion and admiration in the same time for what I became through this desire for transformation, because I was like feeling, I was anyway in my growth period, but that moment made me realize that, oh, but I am actually beautiful and I am even attractive. I'm not at all anymore how I was. And I remember how that moment started to bring so much self-confidence and beauty inside of me. And it was the first time when I was in touch with my femininity, like a very young woman that was there in the beginning and was given this gift of beauty. And now, because you are beautiful, you can go in the world and just do everything what you do. But having this like quality also, because it was something that I was always admiring in other women, that I was always adoring in some actresses or singers, and I was like seeing myself as like the ugly duck, like in the story. And then later on, I started to feel that I'm not actually like that ugly and that bad, and that made me feel more self-confident and started to embrace myself. But that was like the first spark of transformation. I remember that happiness that I had when I was 17, like sweet 17, when I was so radiant and playful and relaxed and joyful according to the specific of my age. But it helped also to feel beautiful.
I had a meaningful moment when I started to join an artistic team where we were every day on the stage and we had to perform. So I had to start learning how to put makeup on myself, how to do my own hair, how to choose my clothes and my costumes. So every day I was going through this task a few hours before the performance. And the transformation was that before this I was very careless with the way that I looked, with my makeup. I was only doing the basic and I didn't even know how to take care of my hair. And after that, because I was forced to do it, it became a habit, and I felt that this made me very aware of my femininity, made me learn how to express it better through beauty and through makeup. And I also discovered that putting on makeup and taking care of yourself is not something superficial, it's something that actually adds up to our own sense of self-confidence, of beauty, and gives us a sense of taking care of ourselves and being good to ourselves.
Oh, this is interesting perspective, because usually when I think about myself, I just think about myself as myself and not as myself as a woman. It's like, it's just me. But what I can remember the most when I see myself as a woman is I just remember of the most beautiful times that I had when I was together with other women. This is what reminds me that I am a woman. The moments when I was with other women, probably because I was mirroring myself in them, or because it's more obvious, these feminine moments in the air. And for example, something that really touches me every time, and it's a repetitive process, is when I get the time to prepare for a theater show or a dance, or for going out, or even for having an artistic moment, and then I really love this time of preparation together with the other girls, when we help each other and when we try out clothes and we do each other's hair. And even though it seems something very light and playful, it's for me it's a very profound moment, and it touches me every time, because I feel that I can be also a little sister, and that I can also be an older sister helping my girls. I feel that, yes, in moments of fun, but also a little bit of tension, and these are the best moments when you get to see each other's soul and to see how beautiful we can be when we help each other.